Hey everybody, it's Rutter, still up at Picture Rock. I finally made it up to Juniper Alley, and so I thought I would give you all an update. So I'm going to walk through it real quick. I'll probably time lapse it just because it might be a little bit of a haul through there. So anyway, I'm standing up here on the little armored rock section where you come off the road and then get ready to drop into what we call Juniper Alley, which you'll see as we go through there why it's called that and also why that's the issue. So I will say it's not as bad as I thought, but let's quickly do the flip here and see what we got. All right. So that rock armored section, just to kind of give everyone perspective where I'm at. So you come off the road and then drop into this little section here. It's definitely sloppy, wet, muddy through here. So there's some prints and you can tell it's sloppy. But like I've been saying, there's frost underneath there. I can feel it, so I'm not squishing all the way down. So all that moisture is just holding up in that top little bit. And so that's the issue we're going to be fighting here for the next week or so, is just how dry, hot, and windy is it going to get to be able to get this frost out of the ground so this dirt can start drying. That's our biggest issue right now. So you can see the tracks from our intrepid friend on the gravel bike. So he's probably not going to do that again because he was definitely suffering in spots on a skinny tired bike in deep mud. It's not fun. So anyway, don't recommend it. Looks like somebody poached it either yesterday or maybe even early this morning, I'm not sure, but it was frozen, so they didn't do too much damage on the mountain bike. But yeah, don't do that, preferably. So I know it's a little shady through here, so it's kind of hard to see, but I don't know if you can hear, my boots are kind of squishing. So yeah, those are my tracks. So that's what I'm doing. So squishy, hard to tell where the frost line is underneath there, but it's definitely pretty soft. I expected to see a lot more ice up here and a little more snow. As we get farther down here, you'll be able to see that, but I thought this section would be pretty bad. But obviously, pan back a little bit. Yeah. So you can see I have all these little junipers through here. And so this is a north-facing ravine. It's sheltered to the east by all these trees. So the sun, as you can see here, is just hitting kind of little spots in between, but not enough to stay in one spot long enough to really melt it out. What did the most damage in this was just that really warm weekend we just had with all those warm winds pushing that cold air out of here, getting rid of all that snow. So that made the biggest difference. So yeah, I just made that little loop right there. So yeah, the good thing is I get to fix all my mistakes. But stuff like that I'm not too worried about. Obviously it's when this happens en masse, when the trail's open and you get like 200 people up here doing this kind of stuff. So yeah, you can see, I don't know if you can see his tracks very well, but that was definitely like tires deep. You can see the side tread was cutting in pretty far. So he did try to hit a jump here, that, or he just couldn't change his line to get away from it. So you can see, I know the shadows maybe make it really hard, but it's glossy because that water is just sitting on top because it's not able to penetrate down into the soil. I've been digging up here the last couple days, and it's funny when you get off to the edge, it's a dry as. You get about 2 inches down below the duff, and it's dry as bone. But that frost is just holding everything on the surface right now, and that's the issue. So here we go. We're going to start coming into a little bit of this ice and snow. So this is the stuff that I've always been talking about. It lingers and lingers. I mean, this was slush probably on Monday. That could have easily been swept away, but I was sweeping off everything down below too, trying to get that off the trail, and just didn't make it up here. It's not necessarily hard. It's just laborious to just sit there and sweep it off one little McLeod width at a time. But now it's just ice. And so it's just slowly percolating down. You can see it's in the shadows, so it's just not getting a lot of direct sunlight to really make a huge difference. It's probably, if I had to guess, I'd say mid-60s right now up here. So that's where we're at. Like I said, this is going to take the longest to probably dry out, but it's not as bad as I thought. So the worst section's coming up here. I'll try to hustle up to that. And that's the section will probably keep this closed for a little bit longer. I've been trying to chip ice here and there as I got up to this point, but this is by far the worst section, and it's a lot of work and not a lot of reward. You're just chipping ice and water all over yourself the entire time. So, and you're not getting down to the ground level anyway, so it's better at this point just to let Mother Nature kind of do its thing and get it done. Like I said, most of the rest of the trails were really good, at least from this point down. But now we're gonna start hitting. You can see more of this ice. So if everybody's seen the ruins up here, there they are, right here. So what they think is that these were just little sort of shacks that a lot of the temp workers used when they'd come up here for the summer to work. and the coring operations. And so they would just build these as they went, you know, weekend or at nights, just keep building them up so they had a place to stay on site. And then they just kind of fell into ruin and that all stopped. But here we are. This is the worst spot. So when we say I talk about the ruins being kind of the worst spot in Juniper Valley, this is it. So this is obviously very north facing. You've got this ridge line up here. You can see the trees are a lot more dense, and we just turned that corner. So now we're really facing that. We really have that north aspect, and this section's always been the worst. A couple 100 feet, give or take. You can tell that this was slush at one point. You can see by the footprints that came in here, I think probably on Monday. This was pretty soft. Man, if we could have got ahead of this, and this is where if we could have had help, more volunteers to come down to help just move this off, this would be drying out a lot faster. It's still got some frost that's gonna have to get out of here even when this is gone, but that would just have helped out a lot. And then we get to the end here. So from this point all the way down to the bottom, Picture Rock is 100% clear of any snow and ice, so that's good. But you can see this is what happens in here. I know the shadows make it hard to see. This is still pretty hard, but it's full of moisture because all of this is flowing down, just like a glacier, just slowly melting off and then just flowing down the trail. And right now this is still pretty firm, even though I'm kind of squishing the upper surface. So yeah, you can see it's soft, but not going in very far. So all the water's kind of just hanging out here on top. It just has nowhere to go. It's not quite warm enough. We're getting hard freezes at night. So it's taken, you know, we have to get through that stage of it actually getting warm enough for that frost on the surface to melt, for it to start penetrating down into the subsoil to really make a difference. Here's some stuff right chipped out just to help it out. And this is all frozen hard through here. So anyway, yeah, that's all I have to say about what we got so far. I guess the good news is that there's a lot less ice and snow than I expected up here, and so that's good. And so hopefully next week we can start looking at this really hard, depending on how the temperatures go. Next week we have cold moving in later this weekend. In fact, I think we have a little chance here tonight and tomorrow, and then it clears out a little bit. But then like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe weather's going to be unstable. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. Hopefully we don't get any more new moisture and this blows out. We start getting warm temps. But I think next week's supposed to stay pretty cool, at least to the following weekend. So yeah, so that means things are not going to change that much up here. We'll take it day by day, week to week, and just see where we're at. But anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate your eyeballs on this, and I will keep everyone posted. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye.